Oh, okay. All right. Are we live? Is it actually working this time? Good. Okay. Sorry for the difficulty, guys. OBS has decided. YouTube has decided to screw over my stream. That's fine. All the previous work I had, we'll just Control Z back a bunch of changes so I can go and re-explain everything again. All right. Welcome to the complete Yu-Gi-Oh tier list. Welcome to the disaster. Is more accurate. So I've decided to try to do this live. That way I can get more community feedback, and I can help get more changes, more deck lists, and more interactivity generally. The rules are the same as they've always been. We are ranking the best version of each deck. For example, Sprite would be ranked with the Nimble variant, as opposed to, let's say, Maleshevarus. There are 10 tiers: Game Warping, Strong Meta, Strong Rogue, Strong Casual, Casual, Bad Casual, Almost Unplayable, Unplayable, and literally not a deck. Any deck that's tier 6, Weak Rogue, or higher is going to typically see some tops. Since this format is relatively new, I will be using tops from the previous format to justify this. If a deck is to be tier 10, it needs to basically have more than 50 or 60% of the wins, which I don't know, it's kind of weird with the way Kashtira is this format. So, let's get into the tier list. Hello, anyways, in the funny. So the first thing we're doing is we are going to be moving tier limits into tier 6. Now, I don't put them lower because I believe they are very much still playable. It's not a good playable, but they are functional. They will slowly get moved down if they do not perform better. So for right now, we're just going to leave them in tier 6. Next up, we're moving Flunderies. They lost Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds on the ban list, and it kind of killed the deck's competitive viability. But it does have a lot of spice as a rogue deck now. Next up, Bystials are no longer super impactful in the meta. They're nuts hand traps, so I'm still going to leave them in tier 8, but I'm not going to put them any higher. Alright. Kashtira, tier 9, very obvious here. So if we look at some tournament results, which I have pulled up right here, it's like more than half cash. Well, actually, it's less than half. But it's like a solid 30-40% Kashtira. We can look at the list. And all the Kashtira lists are pretty standard. 3 Fenrir, 3 Unicorn, 3 Wastesoul, 3 Kashtira, and then 3 Birth. And all the funny Kashtira extract monsters. Whoever okayed number 89, Diabolus the Mind Hacker, is not okay. It's not necessarily an overpowered card, but nothing it does leads to fun interactions. Kashtira is the big meme deck that everyone talks about. So their gimmick is, thanks to Kashtira Shangri-La, they can just lock all of your monster or spell trap zones and stop you from playing cards. The only thing holding back Kashtira is that they die to literally every major hand trap. Ash and Imperm do hurt them, doesn't kill them. Nibiru outright destroys the deck. So they typically have to make these weird secondary offshoot combos to play around it. Because if they can't, if they don't have, like, let's say, like this guy's running, Crosstalk Designator or Ibli, Nibiru just eats them alive. Lava Golem also outs this, and so do Kaijus. If you're struggling with this deck at your locals, I recommend running Kaijus. What they do to play around it is they just make a Rise Heart, who is a Book of Moon and a Macrocosmos on legs. Absolutely nuts. I played in a regionals not too long ago, and I got bodied because I didn't take it fully seriously, and I'm like, I'll just run Lava Golem and Nibiru, and it'll out it. And they just played around it by making a Rise Heart. making a lot of the cards in my hands useless. Which is on me for not fully understanding my opponents. Next up on the list is sprites. Sprites are absolutely not as good as they were previously. However, they do top a lot. They're keeping up there, and I think they are, just by numbers, the second best deck in the format. They're playing Nimbles, so they... Sprind and Nimble... Was it Nimble? Yeah, no, Nimble Angler carry this deck so hard. Sin 2, make any rank 2 you want, including Toad. So Sprite Sprint, send Angler to the graveyard, Angler effect, summon 2 Beaver. We can then make Totally Awesome, protect our plays. The Melfi tech is new. I actually really like that. So what does Penny do? I haven't actually read Penny yet. Synchro play so they can go Herald of the Arc Light. Oh, that's so mean. That's so mean. This... Honestly, Sprites would probably be beating Kashtira if they had a... If they had Sprite Elf still. Absolutely nuts. But with... Sprite Elf is like most of their recursion. I can't stress how big of a hit that is to this deck. So we will leave them in right behind Kashtira. But, no. Oh, well, now I have to do it all by hand. Okay. So, Naturia... I'm going to leave Runic there. Naturia have been topping a lot. They've been topping with Runic, though. Let me see if I still have that deck list pulled up. Tribrigade. Yeah, it's Despia. So we'll search up Naturia. Oh yeah, if anyone has a deck list that they want me to react to, you can go ahead and post that in my Discord. And make sure it's a YGO Pro deck or a similar website, and I'll see what I can look at. So, Naturia have dropped the Vernusilith engine in favor of just running Runics, which is the most base and toxic thing you could ever imagine. Oh my god, Naturia Beast is not an okay card. And if we look at, like, YCS London, which I'm going to keep referencing because I already have it pulled up, they do sneak in there as a rogue deck. So I'll put them as weak meta. Oh, here's the list. There's a smaller WCQ. Actually, a pretty big one. But this is the same list. But they do top. So we're going to drop Vernusilith, I think, into low tier 7. We'll have to compare with the other tier 7 decks. But Vernusilith, I probably overhyped in the first tier list, if we're being honest. Draco Slayers. So Draco Slayers are interesting. What made them so good last format was their ability to search any field spell, particularly Necro Valley. In this format, no field spell really helps them that much. It's also why Crystal Beast are performing less well this season than they were before. Is this list for the power of the deck at their peak right? No. This is right now in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! So Dynamist have topped, so they're still relevant. Let me see if I can pull up that list. Not Dynamist, Draco Slayers. And they're doing it with the standard Magician plays, so they just loop through the entire deck. So as you can see here, they don't play any special field spells. So their big gimmick doesn't get anything. Like, they don't have as many negations and disruptions as they really had going for them. Like, okay, they'll make Apollosa, Abyss Dweller, Borreload. That's not a lot. But it is still pretty good, all things considered. And this deck's ability to just cycle their cards over and over again is nuts. So I will leave them, we'll say, top of tier 7 for now. Alright. Another big depression thing. All of the decks who lost a lot of the Ishizus that, you know, were kind of carried by them have to be moved down. So, Madolche, not as great anymore. Let me do a quick check to make sure they're still not topping, because they probably are, just despite me now that I've said a take out loud. Nope, they stopped topping with Madolches. Or stopped topping with Ishizus. Okay. That might... Oh, well... Alright. Despia. Despia are weird. From what I see, what keeps happening with them, they keep ending up in... They do really well in general events, but once they make it the top cut, they just die to things like Ash Blossom. Like... It's... Branded Fusion is a win game button if it resolves. No good player is going to let that resolve if they can help it. So I'm going to say top of 8. They have the best, I guess, general tops. They just have a large number of tops, but not a large number of top cut tops. So we'll keep Despia. Okay, Exo Sister. Exo Sisters are a deck that was as high as it was solely because it could counter Ishizu. I don't think they're bad, but I don't think they're great anymore. I'll put them ahead of Madolche. Honestly, you could even drop them to tier 6. But I need to... There'll be a reevaluation of everything in tier 7 and tier 6 as we get to it. Okay, Sword Soul. Sword Soul can sit where they are in tier 8. They're very weird right now. You know, they're still... Actually, they are still topping a lot. Let's take a look at one of the lists. It is with Tinyi still, so we won't separate those two decks. Dang, this is... You know, this makes sense. This could handle Kashtira pretty well, because they just have all this generic stuff. What are they side decking? Gamma. Gamma makes a lot of sense for them. Because they go, Ecclesia, Tribute. Okay, Chain Gamma, you know, yeah. Not to their own card, but to whatever the opponent responds with. Yeah, this makes sense. I'm surprised that this deck has not adapted that much. It's so funny. It's the same list I've seen from, like, when they first came out. See, Sword Soul are a great deck. They see tops in the OCG. They have spirit cards. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But somehow Sword Soul keep taking tops as like a weird... Yeah, budget deck. They're budget now. Is he running Baron? Yeah, he... $200 this deck. Next time I do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck guide, this will have to make it as a good budget deck. So we'll keep them in tier 8. Not the highest in tier 8, but tier 8. Alright. So, sad times for our birds and our Tri Brigade. Tri Brigade are topping very well. However, birds have not done anything despite how favorable the ban list is to them. So I will have to move Lyrilusk down a notch. I think they're... I will personally cope this deck in the top of tier 7. Tri Brigade work with sprites, so that's why they're so high. Lyrilusk, very rough. Sun Avalon Rika. They are perfectly fine where they are. No changes. Sun Avalon Rika. Let me explain, actually. I should do that. So let me just pull up a list. I could pull up my own list because I'm pretty confident in it. But just to... Yeah, this is the big one. Theron, Sun Avalon Recon that's going around. So what this deck does is off of one normal monster, it makes a board of 5 disruptions. Not only that, the Rika engine lets you tribute your opponent's cards as cost. So the type of disruptions it makes are unrespondable, which is insane. Plus, you have a surprising amount of rogue factor from players not knowing how the deck works. When I was playing in events, every Kashtira player could not correctly guess which cards to banish from my extra deck. You can run one-ofs, because no one will get it. We'll have to move up Therons, because Therons are now topping with Rika. We'll just plant hybrid. Therons provide an extra beat stick engine and an extra negate, so they can play around hand traps. Another thing about Rika. Rika play around hand traps really well. No hand trap outright kills them, even if every hand trap does kind of hurt them. So it's kind of a mixed bag. But overall pretty good. So we'll move up Theron. Do we still cope Drytron into tier 8? Hard question. Is Drytron tier 8? What do you guys think? I could call it. I would. Drytron are nuts. If they had, well, they are still top. They are still topping a surprising amount. Let's look at the spicy Amorphage list. What new? Okay, 45 card deck. They're still making Vanity Ruler. They're okay. What do you do? What do you do, Link? You can ritual summon this card with Amorphage Persona. If this card is ritual summoned, your opponent skips their next main phase 1. And just a static effect, negate the effects of all face-up Fusion Synchro and XYZ monsters while they are on the field. Okay. Yo, this is kind of cracked. And we can search it. Is it just making it? Yeah, through generic ritual summons. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. That's insane. Sorry, but Infernoble Knights are not better than Tearlaments and Flunderies, no matter the hits. Honestly, okay. Noble Knights are still pretty spicy. We will be doing a reevaluation of Tier 7 in a bit. Yeah, so Drytron just playing into these big floodgate monsters like Vanities. Triple Tactics Triple Tactics Thrust is probably pretty nuts for them. Okay, what else we got? Okay, that's pretty nuts. Suppose you could just tribute summon it, you know. Ah, here's the Floodgate. Magician of Chaos Max. No monster effects. No, no, no. Standard Drytron. I'm 100% confident that the only reason Drytron don't take more top spots is because no one likes to learn their stupid 2-hour-long combos. They have a lot of tops, actually. Is this what won the regional I was at? That's hilarious. Base Drytron player. Interesting. Well, Drytron have maintained their spot in Tier 8 for no reason. Megaliths, I'm not seeing a lot of you, though. I've coped them this high for long enough. We will drop these straight to Tier 6. Definitely below Ishizu. We'll keep them next to Herald as suboptimal list of Drytron. They're not... Herald and Megalith Drytron are still playable, but they're not the most optimal variants. But the most optimal variants of Megalith and Herald are definitely with Drytron, if that makes sense. Megaliths are not bad, they're just very mid. If you want bad, we can look down here. And, by the way, new worst deck, it is Koitsu. We will talk about Gate Guardian in a bit. You Gate Guardian stands should be very happy, though. Danger. Danger are a weird one. I think because Tearlaments got hit so hard, their best build is probably with Dark Worlds now. We'll check. Yep, Danger Dark World, Danger Dark World, Danger Dark World. Yeah. Now, I'm going to take a look at this list, but I want to see what Dark Worlds are doing. That is a terrible spelling. Danger Dark World. Okay. They have hybridized. They have definitely hybridized. We'll take a list at another one. Or take a look at another list. Yep. So what I have seen of this deck is they are very hard to deal with and can do so much with so little. This boss monster is the funniest thing I've ever read. Actually, it's not that funny. It's more so just obnoxious and a really, really good negation. It plays through any non-floodgate or anti-graveyard negation is not enough for this deck. All the dangers are great. Honestly, just a good deck. And another budget option for this format. See this list. Same thing. Now, there is one big problem that I think does genuinely hold Dark Worlds back, and that's their inability to play staples. Look at how tight this engine is. This man has 2 tech cards in his list. An Upstart Goblin and a Triple Tactics Thrust. Everything else is gas. So, dealing with... you have to hard play through boards. That's not great. So, we will... Let's see, let's move this up. Yeah, I'll do it like that. Let's take... So we're going to put them at top of world. Dark World. Oh god, I have not touched Dark World on this tier list since the release of the structure deck, so I have to find them. Does anyone remember what tier I put Dark Worlds in? No, that's Lair of Darkness. Here it is, Dark World Dealings. Yeah. We will put them at top of Rogue, which I think is very fair. Alright. Yeah, we'll put Bystils. They're still really good, but they're not as meta-defining. Rockets. Or I should say Dragon Link. Okay, and Dragon Link still representing, not as... We'll put... Oh. Well. Okay. Pretty standard Dragon Link stuff. They've taken Bystils, added it as a consistency engine. The only reason this deck probably isn't doing as well is Bystils don't hurt as much in this format. Let's see. Spicy. Dragon Link seems to have gone back down to a 40-card list, generally. We'll check out some more, though. Kaiju Kashtira, Bystil, Dragon Link. Alright, what are you cooking, you crazy dude? Okay, yeah, this makes sense. So we're just using the Kashtiras as board breakers. Seems like such fun. This deck seems like it'd be fun to play. Yep. Steam the Cloak, Bystral package, full Bystral package. If I was doing a edited style, this is the deck list I'd choose to show off. Not because it's the best one, but because this is amazing. Is there a deck profile? Yeah, there is. Alright, check out this deck profile by Gabriel Netz. What's the channel? The Disciples. Probably worth checking out. Anyone who edits What the Dog Doing on the thumbnail is worth checking out. Witchcrafters. We will talk about Witchcrafters later when we get lower on the tier list. I'm going to put Rockets below Dangers. or below Dark Worlds. Is that a bad call? Okay. We'll leave them where they are. Alright. These two decks are ranked together kind of last time. So, Attic Nister and Mathmech. Mathmech were struggling a lot thanks to how popular Bystrals were. Okay, they're doing a lot better now. Okay, yeah, they are eating really good. But do we see a lot of... We're not seeing a lot of Attic Nister, which could be a problem. We might have to break up the decks. Standard... Literally what they were doing pre-Telement format. This deck is nuts. Well, I wouldn't say nuts. I'd say really solid and consistent. Circular adds everything. You can go into Laplacian on your opponent's turn for a Trishula on their turn, and then instantly OTK with the Axis Code Update Jammer combo. It's just a really consistent, straightforward deck. Another budget deck. Glad to see outside of the big heavy hitters, this format's generally very cheap. Okay, that's Code Talker. Do we consider Code Talker its own deck? I think I did in my tier list. It does have a top, so it'll continue to sit in tier 7. We'll make a note of that. I need to ungroup that. We'll keep note for later. We'll keep Access Code in tier 7. They have a top. Everything else, though, is going to get hit down a bit. Okay. These have done Yeah. Yep. I'm happy with that. Alright, Attic Nister. We will see what happens with them. Oh yeah, if anyone... Let me check my Discord real quick. If anyone has a list, could you alert more people for the live stream? Sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. I am a terrible person. Okay, Attic Nister are definitely rogue now, but they're still getting results. A rogue deck should be able to see at least 1 or 2 results of format. But if they're meta, we're going to need to see more than 1 or 2. So I will kick them to weak rogue. Or strong rogue. Okay. Alright, so confession time. I don't know what Gold Pride and Rescue Ace do. If anyone has a deck list, please tell me. I don't understand. I haven't looked them up yet. I think I own a Gold Pride core, but I have not read them. So they were like sitting for like $20 at my locals. They do nothing. Gold Pride do nothing. Meccano are nuts. I know that much. And Purely are okay right now, but they're nothing special until they get their next like wave of support. Gold Pride works well. Okay, let me we're gonna just do a general deck search, see what we get. Let's see. Decks. Punk Pride. Oh. Okay, so we're using... I assume we're using the Punk to go into the Gold Pride. Synchro, let's see what this does. During your main phase, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. This card gains attack equal to that target's original attack. Then if your life points are lower than your opponent's, not a good sign, destroy that monster. Oh, okay. You can only use this previous effect of Gold Pride once per turn, and then during the end phase, once per turn. Return this card to your extra deck and summon 1 gold... Oh. Okay, how do we lose life points? Is that what the punks are for? Don't punks have a way to make you lose life points? Yeah, you can pay life points. That makes sense. Okay. Let's see what the big searcher does. You can special summon this card from your hand if your life points are lower. If this card's normally special summoned, summon a non-warrior from the graveyard. Oh, but it locks you into Gold Pride monsters. Oh, that's really rough. Do you think Transcend Rank will make dinos viable? Yeah, I actually do. I think the bigger stuff with dinos is all the other support they're getting at the same time. Like all of the new dino support is insane. I know it hasn't done anything in the OCG, but I trust the TCG players to crack the dino meta. Okay. So Gold Pride seem a bit rough. Okay, they special summon themselves for free once your life points are lower. That's not terrible. Because it means once you hit that initial condition, you're going to be like Kashtiraing these guys. Okay, and they have a searcher. All the attack gain seems kind of pointless. I think the bigger issue is is there only one Gold Pride Synchro right now? Yeah, that's really rough. So Purely are topping massively in the OCG because they have a few cards we don't in the TCG yet. Most of them come out next set, I believe. Okay. I need to test out this deck to really understand how they work. Oh, this is funny. This is not bad. Hard to use, janky, but it does something. Is this how you search monsters? Okay, yeah. Oh, this is actually really good. So Crowd Goes Wild obviously kind of carries the deck a little. Makes sense. Okay, first deck list, what do we got? Rescue Ace, because I will check that out when we get to Rescue Aces. That is an Exodia deck list. I love how the Sky Striker engine has come back in the meme deck list. Did I read their trap card? The trap card is insane. Let me do that real quick. I don't know. I looked that up in tournament decks. All decks. So the trap card makes the deck then? I'll just read a pure build, I guess. Oh, that's punk. If your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters, reveal 3 Gold Pride monsters from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to special summon, shuffle the rest into your deck, and destroy the target monster. That's not bad. And if we combine that with the other cards... Oh, it's during our standby phase. This card is no... Oh. Okay, so then on our turn, we do our punk combos. Search this at some point. Set it. Then on our opponent's turn, we go into Gold Pride Leon, getting around the lock restriction. That's pretty good, actually. Okay. That's pretty spicy. And we can E-tally because we're on punks. What are they typing? Fiend. Warrior, we can row to that. That's good. Although I don't think we need to. Okay. Questionable typing on these, but that's workable. They do have a link. Oh yeah, they do have a link. The ones in control, destroy it. Then if your life points are lower than your opponent's, destroy all cards in its adjacent monster zone. Not bad. During the end phase, if this effect is activated, okay. And it summons into. That's not a bad link. They have removal, which is. They have good monster removal from the looks of it. I think their biggest issue is they're just missing cards. So you have to play with pure punk plays or something similar to that until you can set up for cards on their turn. This doesn't seem bad, but it just seems too slow to be in the meta. And I haven't seen any tops for it. So without further testing, which I'll have to do later, we can stick them in the top of tier 5. Oh, hindsight, mutants were only good because they could handle tier. They will be moved down. I'll stop coping with them. Spriggan's got some good support. I'll have to move them up. Do I have to start? We will. I'm trying to figure out what arbitrary place to put mutants. They're definitely somewhere in tier 5. Yeah, it feels fair. Okay. Now let's check out this Rescue Ace list. So let's read some of the Rescue Ace cards, because I don't know how they work. Okay. Well, you control a Rescue Ace monster other than Rescue Ace Hydrant. Your opponent monsters cannot target this for attacks. Or card effects. Alright. You can activate a quick play spell or trap that was set by the effect of your Rescue Ace card the turn it was set. During your main phase, add an Ace monster from deck to hand. This is a really spicy starter. And it's level 1, so you can 1-for-1 it. Alright. Gives you a little bit of everything. Now let's look at what some of the monsters do. During your main phase, you can choose one effect monster your opponent controls with the highest attack. And either player can activate monster effects on the field this turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, tribute this card from your hand, summon one. Huh. Okay. So this just gets another one. Okay. This one also just gets another. So it specials itself, searches, and gets another one. Interesting. So what is the point? What is the point of a rescue? Gotti will be moved up. That was old Gotti, pre-new support. Okay. These remind me a lot of Melfi, where when your opponent does something, do something crazy. But unlike Melfi, they seem to be in worse typing. Also, Melfi just have a lot of cards. This one doesn't even have an extra deck. Let's see what the big boss monster does. Oh! Oh, that's an effect. Alright, well. Good God. I see. Are the traps any good? Oh, I love cards like this. You just get to yell at your opponent while you play the card game. And they can't be mad at you because that's how it's written. If someone says question, or if someone, not question. If someone activates Mind Crush and does not yell the card name, legally, it's not the card. That's a joke, by the way. Just destroy one monster. And then blacklist all the other monsters with that name. Okay. And you just get 4 of these for free, huh? One negate. Alright, I see how this works. This is like jankier. It's like it has the Sky Striker kind of weaker disruptions, but they're free to get with Melfi's weird response. Like weird opponent response gimmick. Okay. And it seems to have great graveyard recursion. And the Theron make a lot of sense with this. Gives Manker just machines that work with this. Makes sense. What's the other big boss wants to do? Monster special mirror pot. Yeah. So if your opponent does anything, you can go full combo. It's the Melfi approach to game design. Honestly? Let's see. What else have Rescue Ace done? Alright. Now, I know this isn't good, but how come people don't be making vids on the ritual mechanics / ritual decks? Well, that's because rituals suck, mostly. Alright, and ritual, like, I try to make ritual decks as much as I can. Here, let me open up some EDO Pro stuff. And I'll show you some ritual decks, but actually we'll do that later. Where's my EDO Pro? I have some fire deck lists that will probably be getting a deck profile later. Hazy Flames are bottom tier, though. I am. Do I have some garbage? That's Necros Mare Incest. Don't play that. Boy, where is it? I'll find it eventually, I swear. Is it under Libromancers? It's probably under Libromancer. Yeah. I've been baited. There's nothing under Libromancer. I have this fire. Here it is. Necros Libromancer Dogmatica. This deck is fire, alright? Libromancer. Free Apollosa or Abyss Dweller depending on the matchup. I still can't believe Libromancers aren't good, but it is because they are tied to the ritual archetype. Actually, if you want to play this deck better, you should just play it with Meccano. But Necros are cool. You have Unicorp, which is still hard to deal with. Just a floodgate and a gate. This deck will probably be getting a deck profile in the future, but we're getting off topic. So for Rescue Ace, the guy who said I do not have permission to rank them, you're right. I will be testing these on my own time to verify my initial assumptions. One problem with the because it is a live stream, I have to move somewhat quickly. We will actually. I can't even put them in the tier 6. They don't have tops. They look pretty much better than Gold Pride. Gold Pride seemed like a middle of tier 5 deck. Like pretty hard middle of tier 5. We'll leave them here for further notice. We'll go through it more. You're thinking about building Pure Dogmatica? Pure Dogmatica are fun. So it does have the ritual. But I will say this. White Zoa of Dogmatica is the biggest piece of shit boss monster I've ever seen. Your opponent gets to choose what effect they use. It's so bad. If you could choose to send all the cards in your opponent's extra deck to the grave, or half of them, it would be such a good boss monster. But, read this. You can make your opponent choose and apply one of these effects. It's so bad. It's I love this card. It's a big beat stick. It's really funny, and if you play this deck, you probably want to play it, but it's bad. That reminds me, I think I've been told to consider Dogmatica rituals as their own archetype on here. So let me go ahead and add that. Sorry, so my filing system is terrible for Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, there's no way around it. It's bad. Where is it? Where is the tier list image? And I know exactly where this is going on the tier list. So if you were playing a Dogmatica deck purely around the ritual gimmick, you're going to take that and move it all the way down into tier 5. Bam. Alright. I know exactly where I'm going with Meccano. Right here. Meccano top a lot. Let's see, where are we? Now, if I can spell Meccano correctly, I'll just put Mick and we'll get it. Yep. Okay, they're topping less than I thought, but that's fine. So Meccano have the ability to just summon monsters for free, and then they combine that with stuff like Libromancers to summon more monsters for free. What do you think are the best 5 ritual decks? Drytron, Meccano, Libromancer, but more as an engine than an actual deck. After that gets hard, because the other ones aren't great. I guess Necroz and Megalith would also be on there. But after the first 3, you're kind of just throwing garbage at a wall and seeing what sticks. Meccanco, not Meccano. Is it? Can I read? There isn't in there. Might need to get checked for dyslexia. And, okay, since I didn't top that, we need to check specifically. We're going to keep this here. Let's check specifically how many tops Exosister has. It's probably not going to do too well. Oh, Exosister hasn't topped, obviously. Okay. How have they changed to handle the new format? They haven't. And they're still running DD Crow to mess with the opponent's monsters to trigger the effect, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, Exosister's very solid rogue deck. Their boss monsters are good, but they don't... Most of their disruption comes from floodgating graveyard decks. And if we take a look at our tier list so far, where is the graveyard deck? Technically all of them mess with the graveyard in some way, but not in a heavy enough way to matter. Kashtira don't care if their stuff is banished. Sprite can just play around it because they have so many free ways to summon out monsters. That does hurt Despia. Runic can just blow up your stuff before you can stop them. It hurts Naturia a bit, but that's only if Naturia doesn't go first. And the other one's little less, even like less relevant graveyard interaction. So they're still a fine rogue deck. Okay. Melfi, or purely, not Melfi. It looks like it almost looks like a Melfi monster. No, okay. I will now have to learn how to spell weird Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes. P-U-R-R-E. Okay. Dex. Now, I've looked at this deck post, like, post new support. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is missing a lot. Because the new support streamlines the deck's ability to go into stuff. Purely is a Pokemon EV deck with evolutions. Yeah, that's what I've seen. I adore the art. The problem is I don't want to pay, like, $30 for most of the deck. Like, $30 per card for most of the deck. Good. This is so cute. Yeah. Pre-new support, it's like tier 5. Post-new support, put that to tier 8 somewhere. Depending on what else gets hit. I think Rescue Ace is better at the moment. But, again, as soon as Purely gets the new cards. Is Volcanics higher now because of the new support they got? I would say there's a chance to go one higher from where they were the new support. Yeah, I'd say once the new support releases, I'll move it up. But it's OCG only right now. Alright. This is not a terrible spot right now. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kick out these decks from tier 7. I'm going to move Libromancer with Mechano because they always top together. Traptrix. Traptrix belong as the best rogue deck. Easy with the new structure deck. The problem with Traptrix is they die really hard to basic removal, and they still have the issue of wanting to go first. Crystal Beast is strong, weak rogue. Traptrix are tier 8. Okay. Let me pull up some information. Somewhere here I have the conversion rates. They were bad for Traptrix. I will find them. Okay. They weren't even on the they weren't even on the topping list. Yeah. They have not they top despite how bad they are because of how popular they are. Whereas tier is currently in tier 6 after the ban list. If this was Mass Duel, they'll still at tier 10. Right. We will keep Traptrix at tier 7. Okay. This is where top of tier 7 is hard because, or bottom of tier 7 is hard because it's where I throw all the Copium decks. You know? Like, yeah, BA, Copium, tier 7. Dragon Maids actually probably belong in tier 7 still. They're nuts with Beist. So let's start with the generic engines. I think we can make a strong case to have Punk and the Adventure engine still this high. Dinos should be here. Dinos are a tier 7 deck, I believe. Where are Dinos? Yeah. As of right now, Dinos struggle a lot with the format, but that's just because Dinos have been struggling a lot. Also, Lunalite is Def High Tier 5. Where do I have them? Oh. Yeah. Might be some... Before I move them down, I'm going to give them a chance to see if they've topped. Yeah, they've peaked since we put Tiger at 3. Yeah. God, this format was so toxic. Man. Oh, disgusting. I will be moving. I will be moving Lunar Lights down to bottom of tier 6. Is Crystal Beast in tier 7 currently? That's the best spot for it, even at the bottom. So what made Crystal Beast good last format was their ability to search Necro Valley. Well, they're technically still rogue, so they're not going... But it was their ability to search the broken field spell Necro Valley, because it was so good against Tearlaments. The problem is, now Crystal Beasts don't have as much of a purpose, outside of being just a suboptimal engine in general. They're not bad, but they're not really doing what we want them to do. Oh, this is interesting. So this is Crystal Beast, but using a MathMech engine as a free rank 4 fodder. Makes sense. Yeah. Crystal Beasts are just in a wacky spot right now. Oh. Suppose I need to do Gate Guardian. I was going to try to test Gate Guardian out on stream, which I thought would be fun. See me react to the deck for the first time. Where are Crystal Beast? So believe it or not, one of the biggest problems with this tier list is finding stuff, because it's so big for no reason. And before I got my most recent computer, it would... Even opening this thing took like 10 minutes because it was so large file. No one talks about how Crystal Beast can search Wraith Soul. Yeah, but does that do anything we want it to do? Like, is that... How is... Well, I mean, it gets us to the Kashtira Go Second options, but that's not great. A crystal and a beast together. Absurd. Obscene. Okay, as soon as we find Crystal Beast on here, they will be put somewhere in tier 6. They probably already are somewhere in tier 6, but I am blind and cannot see them. Oh, here they are. Yeah, they're unchanged. Burning Abyss. I coped Burning Abyss very high, but they most likely did not repeat the same top results. Unfortunately, Farfa cannot carry this deck. I'll just Google Abyss. When was this? Oh, well, hold on. Okay, this is the Fog Knight. Or Fog Knight. Phantom Knight combo deck. Okay. I wish all my favorite decks didn't lose to Cash Mills. Co-oping eternally on Generator and Evil Eye. Bro, same. So, I have found a very fire list for Generator where we use Runic to trigger the Generator field spell. I'm running the bad Runic card that makes our opponent draw 1. So we can Runic, or we can Generator field spell turn 1. It's incredibly bad and you shouldn't do it, but it's really fun. Okay. What was I doing putting Burning Abyss that high before? I gotta reconsider my life choices. We will put it here. See, World Legacy Monstrosity is actually really worth running now. What's left now? World Legacy Monstrosity was worth running beforehand. Especially if you played it with the Invoked engine, because Mechabuzz is level 9. I am a Generator expert. And I will proceed to go X5 at locals. Okay. Let's see, what else can we cut? Let's look at Infernoble Alliance and see if we can move that lower. Now, with the new support they're getting in the OCG, they'll probably back up here, somewhere around here. Yeah. I think what happened with Infernoble Knights in a lot of the decks is like put them where they are. Infernal Lights need to go low. We'll pop them. We'll pop them beneath Heroes for now. And Crusadia. A lot of decks were originally doing a lot better than they were than they are now. And they just have to slowly get, phased out of the tier list. Got Mind Golem as an archetype on your list? Well, I do have Mystic Mine on my list. It's right here. Because Mystic Mine is banned. And, don't worry, this will be moved. I keep saying it, but we'll do it. If anyone has a good, why can't I think of the name of the deck? I was just looking at it. If anyone has a good Gate Guardian deck list, let me know. I will test it out and play it on stream in a bit. Subterrors. Are Subterrors still good? What do you guys think? Okay, it looks like they might have had a good cash matchup. Still the same stuff. Just Floodgate, Turbo, go Burr. They're doing a lot better during tier limit format. Subterrors are Pog. We can put them at the top of Strong Rogue. I think what I'll do is... Oh, that was the wrong button. I think we're going to keep Tearlaments and Flunderies at the top of Rogue, at the top of Weak Rogue. Yeah. Alright. Sky Strikers still coping in the tier 7. Mythical Beast Pendulums still coping high. I'm still pretty happy with most stuff in tier 7 where it is. Phantomites have more tops than BA. We'll keep them. We'll move them down. But we'll keep them where they are. Honestly, it's a weird format because I don't have as many results as I should for the rogue decks. Because we've just gotten out of tier limit tier 0 format. So decks that should be doing well, or should have, that one guy who's really dedicated to the deck getting results for it, we don't have yet. I saw a list. Oh. I found it today and thought Mind Golem would be perfect on the list. Yeah. Without mine, there is no Golem. Oh, not Mystic Mine? Mind Golem? What does that mean? It's not going to be in tournament, probably. So we'll go to... It's going to be a card that I... Oh, I just no in. Ah. It's the... Oh, this is a deck I missed. What? It's been a year. How am I still missing decks? I don't... Are these new? Is this some legacy support? How old is this? Oh my god, this is just a... I missed a Yu-Gi-Oh! Right, where's the stream name? Where? Sure. What's a golem? I also don't have G golems on this list. Oh my god. It's all falling apart. Wait, actually I meant Mine Golem, but the Golem archetype is also fine. What do you mean? Do you mean Mystic Mine? Okay, should have. Mine Golem. So is it just this? Okay, that makes sense. If it's just Mine Golem, I think this would be a sub-variant archetype of Golem. It would not be high on the tier list. Let's see. Let's analyze Golem. All in all, okay. At the end of the battle phase, if this card attacked or was attacked, you can return it to the extra deck. Then if all... This is terrible! Okay, wait. This has OTK potential, and it's a rock deck, so it works without Emancipator. Boom. Tier 0, multiple piece Golem. Okay. Who wants to break golems? Let me get multiple piece golem out. This card has an ultimate rare. Just pop that in, and then... let's see. If I remember G-Golem, I have G-Golem look interesting, but they don't look great. They look like an anime deck that just hasn't found their purpose yet. Okay. Alright. So, Golem, we are going to... Now, here's my hot take with Golem. From what I have seen... We can put this in the tier 4 and no coping. So what we're going to do, going to click. You didn't see anything? We're going to make this deck tier 4 and I'm going to justify it. Oh dear God, this deck looks terrible. Medium piece golem? Okay. Medium piece golem seems pretty good. Big piece golem, pretty bad. So we're going to cut the number of big piece golems we run. There's got to be a way to tutor that out. But we need to have... Okay. Golem synergy. Revival golem counts for the golem archetype. How do we build this? Triamids? No, we need to add Emancipator. So we'll go just full stop on the Emancipator. Fusion Substitute and Nihil Prisma. That's a good call. Oh, all right. I see. Interesting. And then fusion deployment? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that new fusion spell would actually be nuts in this. Oh, it's from the extra deck. No, it wouldn't. So you need... What does small piece... The small piece column just get us the medium piece column? let's see. What else can we do? Oh, we need to run more Adamantipator stuff. Not Goki. What is the name of that terrible but really good? I don't have a pure Adamantipator list, but you know what I do have? Chronomalies. Yeah, Doki Doki. We need to run Doki Doki. How else can we get out monsters? What generic rock support is there? What level 5? So we can run Doki Doki, and Doki Doki can get us to our... Yeah, Doki Doki can get us to our big golem. Did I not save the list? Well, as you can see... No, I definitely saved the list. Oh, it's new, so it's at the end. Block Dragon is banned. You're right. We run Nibiru, and then the rank and the level 4 Searcher. Summoner Monk for medium piece. I disagree. We don't need it because we have Adamantipator's to get to it. So let's do some hard research, and we are going to look for every Earth Rock type monster that's level 5 and see if we can find something. Ooh. Now hold on. Come back to that. Okay, hold on. Okay, well, let's hold scraps as a backup plan. Just jumped in where Monarch's at. Monarchs have kind of unchanged. They're still in tier 5. Currently, we are trying to build G-Golems. Okay. So, Gigastone Chad Omega is just worse revival golem. But it off of Doki Doki, it gets us to Big Piece Golem. Does it have to be a different name? Okay, we're going to run 3 Big Piece Golem. And let's get our generic Adamantipator combo cards in. We can just fill it up with some of these. Let's see, what is... We need Baron. Peace Golem yet? Peace Golem, not G Golem. Why is this poly and not normal polymerization? No reason. Actually, it probably should be poly. No, it should be fossils. What was the name of their fusion card? Fossil fusion. Oh, I have to set the monster. So let's see how fossil fusion works. Okay, we have to summon a fossil monster. That's fine. We'll run poly with it too. Okay. Yes, it's all coming together. And then we got Miracle Rupture. Let's cut Prisma. Keep Fusion Deployment. Fusion Deployment is nuts. I'm trying to remember which of these were... Oh, excuse me. Which of these were good. We'll just... This is so stupid. Okay. Where's the Searcher boy? Was he Weathering Searcher? Was he Weathering Soldier, wasn't it? Alright, now for Poly. Why? There we go. Boom. I have now made garbage. Oh, it's 2 a.m. already for you? Thanks for checking in. Okay. This hand is ass. We go next and pretend it never happened. Boom. Add Emancipator card. Easy. We could just... The most broken starter for Add Emancipator in the game, clearly. Need I continue? We opened full combo. This is stupid. This is so stupid. Why did I set that face down? Alright, so if anyone bothered to do anything good with this, this needs a lot more work, but I'm gonna move on. But honestly, not the worst archetype I've seen on the tier list. We're gonna stick that to bottom of tier 4. tier 3. It's a bad engine. And we'll come back to G-Golem. They'll be in the void for a while. This is absolute garbage. Why Fossil Fusion? Because it's a fusion deck, clearly. As you can tell by the fact that we're trying to make multiple piece golem. Also, I just really want to play fossils in something. And if I can't play fossils in my meme fusion deck, where can I play them? We can make Fossil Skull Knight with Big Piece Golem. It makes perfect sense. Okay. Let's move up every deck that got support. Gate Guardian. Every other deck in tier 1 or tier 0 is still in hell. Neospatians. Wow, I was rude to you. You guys gotta glow up. Move higher. Yep. Neospatians will be moved a lot higher. Power Tool, Des Frog still suck. Did we get any new normal pendulums? Because we get those from time to time for no reason. Alright, Karibo stands. You have the next 5 minutes to defend Karibos. If I see any in chat or the Discord, I will consider moving them up. Did the new Constellar card come out now? That would be Teller. Because if they did, that new Constellars are nuts. Where is it? No, it's next. It's next set. Okay. Sorry, Tellers. You have one more set, and then you get to exist again. Oh, you don't think Karibo fans exist? But you think Karibo is simply tier 3? Not at all a bad take. I don't get Karibos. I see them, they look stupid, vulnerable to every hand trap imaginable. They remind me a lot of the worst deck. Where is it? Where are those gremlins? They remind me a lot of Ojamas, where you have a lot of stuff. It's not nice stuff, but there's a lot. Link Karibo's Generic Nice Link 1 for any deck that plays level 1 main deck monsters. Alright, what else we got? Magispectors actually get moved up a bit for the Dynomist, or not Dynomist support, but the Draco Slayer support. Prediction Princesses move up a lot. Toads are sour. I'm so sad for Toads. Volcanics will be moved up once the new support releases in the TCG. What else? Everything else seems... Spirits did get new support. I will acknowledge it here. It's not good, though. Actually. How does Generator compare nowadays? You've been out of the loop for a bit in the TCG. Okay. I'll quickly rank Generator. Unchanged, there's still Tilshix. Isn't Frog just Sprite? No. Frogs, or Sprites, play 4 Frog cards. Swap Frog, and then 1 to 2 Toad. That does not qualify as a Frog deck. There are so many more Frogs. Like, if they at least ran Dupe, I would consider them a Frog deck, and we could shoot Frogs up. But Frogs... All Frogs are now is Swap Frog and Toad. I know, Rip Round Toad and blame Sprites. They took away too much. Man, Substitute is back. That's so funny. Okay. I'll have to look at the new Prediction Princess support. It looked really good from when I tried it a little bit. Okay. Why did I move Spirits up that high? Spirits... Oh, yeah, because they got a actual good card. It wasn't... It was one of the Tamas. It's not out yet. This is actually pretty good, and I saw people teching it out as a rank 4 engine. I'll keep it here until the new support comes out, and then we can put that in the casual pretty easily. Gravekeepers, I was rude to you. Go up in the tier 5. Not there in tier 5, but we'll put them in the tier 5. Ooh. What else do we need to get rid of? Or do we need to move down decks? That's the question. Anyone see anything in tier 4 they don't like? So the problem with Generator support is it's not actually that helpful. The new boss monster is good, like genuinely really good, but it doesn't fix the problems the deck has. The deck has 1 more starter when it needs like 5 more starters. It's just the problems of being a rank 9 deck. We can move Megakashi's up to tier 5. Sue ships need to go higher. We'll do that in a bit. Okay. Let's kick out some decks from tier 5. There are Valiants. Why is Relinquish so low? The deck's nice. Where was it? Relinquished has a lot of issues. You kind of have to depend on outside support like Branded Fusion to get where you want. If not, the deck kind of just doesn't do a whole lot. You have great removal on monsters, but that does not make a deck on its own. It does the one Relinquished effect really well. It's just a super casual deck at the end of the day. Final Countdown gets moved down. It no longer has Mystic Mine. Chainburn also gets moved down. It no longer has Mystic. Golden Castle still fine. All right. Yeah, this looks fine. I'm gonna move down Ancient Golems and Magnet Warriors. And Dino Wrestlers. Any objections? Does the Mayakashi Shiranui trap change anything? Yeah. So, I'm currently coping Shiranuis into tier 6. They're going to get moved down to tier 5, but I will cope them into tier 6. And Mayakashi's move up from tier 4 to tier 5. Because, man, that trap is nuts. Like, insanely nuts. Oh, Evil Swarm are actually really good this format, Lamau. Oh. Okay. We're going to pop those up here because Evil Swarm... Kashtira have trouble out of it. Get the Raccoon down. Oh, but... So... You're right. The Raccoon on their own is terrible. But have you considered Tri-Brigade? Right. And Magic Key work with Drytron for some ungodly reason. Because every... Well, but... I know they're casual on their own merits. Or strong casual on their own merits. Are you considering the new cards that are not out yet in the TCG yet for the tier list? No. I am considering only cards released in the TCG. Oh, Gotti. Gotti are tier 6. Gotti... High tier 6. But they need... Do they have top? Do Gotti have tops? Let's see. And I will be pronouncing Gotti as Gotti. Because if Konami wants them to be... Alright. Assault Mode Gotti. Based. Yep, I could safely put Gotti high in tier 6. And no one will get mad at me. Put him just below BA. Frogs tier 9. Frogs are not tier 9. Frogs are tier 3 in a really... That's just rude. I put multiple piece gold and just low. That's rude. But it is a kind of a terrible archetype that is held up by Adamanticators. Like a lot of things on this list. That's one of the hardest things to consider about this tier list is just there are decks that are just garbage. But because of their typing or some other random effect about them, they're nuts. Anything that's level 2 is... Oh yeah, that reminds me. Where are my utensils? Malcheverous work really well with Sprite for no reason. They're casual now. God is dead, I'm sorry. Now once you... I suppose it depends on how much emphasis you put on the art of each deck and how distinct the gameplay is. A primary frog strategy would not be good, but it could benefit from Elf Lull. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, let me... Just to show off... Master Duel. I will now show you the greatest list known to man. That is some serious spice. Oh, God. How do I mute this? I haven't been playing Master Duel that much since Tier Limit came out. I can't stomach Tier Limit because I don't like playing Tier Limit. Where is it? I present to you Sprite Spork. Alright? So, Malcheverous Spoon is actually really good. When you summon another Malcheverous monster just at all, summon another level 2 Fiend type monster from your graveyard. Now, you might think, oh, there's not a lot of good targets for that. Cap Shell. Sprites already run Cap Shell, alright? Cap Shell's nuts, free draws, alright? We have extra additional special summons with Infernal Prodigy. He just pops himself out. And he's a Fiend, So we get them back with the spoon. We dig with the spoon. Now for the spice, we have Dark Tinker, who's exists only because he is a tuner. And with that, we can make Hail of the Arc Light. We also have Umbral Horror Ghost, which is summons itself and another level 4 or lower fiend monster. So, just boop, and then bam. Herald of the Arclight. And we could put these cards in hand grave with the fork. We could put Dark Tinker in the grave with Maleshevera's fork. And with all these utensils, we can really serve our opponents. That joke was terrible. I apologize immediately. Yeah, this works better than it should. And the deck just ends on like, typically I'll end on a Herald of the Arclight, 2 to 3 Gin Busters, and a Sprite Elf. It's so funny. Even without Elf, this deck is better than it should be. And that is my argument as to why Malesheveras are casual. I call the deck Sprite Spork, by the way. Yeah, let's see. What all came out for Spriggans? Because Spriggans, if I remember, got a bunch. Oh yeah, Sargus. If I remember, yeah, he's... This was the good one. You can add 1 Spriggan. Yeah, it's Spriggans that text into Therons. Which, that is Spriggan's strength, by the way. The reason they're so high on the tier list is because they can just go into every other deck for no reason. Spriggans become a branded starter. Spriggans become a Theron starter. Why not? We should probably be ranking only the archetypes, excluding stuff like the Monk Fighters, Sozu, or those that barely meet the requirements of archetypes and have like 4 cards top. So it is kind of archetype based. The way I describe it is I rank the best version of each deck. I think Spriggans are fine where they are, but I do think they beat Dark Magician and Altergeist, because Altergeist lost Mystic Mine. Would you consider Soizu Turbo a deck? Is Soizu the monster I'm thinking? Oh. I'm still streaming. Okay. Where else was it? But yeah. Well, technically it shouldn't be. But I do have it labeled as literally not a deck. And it's on here just to have the complete list. And it to be made fun of. Should I have a section for negative, like a -1 section for things that have been banned? Because I don't think Mystic Mine belongs on here anymore. It was a funny meme to put it on 0. But it isn't. It isn't in the game anymore. There's so many questions with how to do this. Because it's not... This isn't a simple tier list. Alright, what are we... Alright, we're moving up cards. Up archetypes. Mechanics get moved up later when the new support comes out. Everything else seemed pretty fine. Prediction Princesses. So... What we have going for Prediction Princesses is I believe they go from being a really bad gimmick deck to actually good. Let's see, yeah, it was this card. So, you get a quick effect. You can just flip a face-down monster you control. You just change the position. And then flip, you can special summon a monster from your deck. So you summon this, and then it immediately gets any flip monster you want. Rockets or Dragon Link? That'll be a fun segment. Yeah, maybe. I will consider that. But being able to get any flip monster is really good. Plus, we have Biblemoose for consistency if we want to do that. New ritual card, which isn't good, but let me just go through the list of funny flip monsters. There it is. Subterrors. So, of course, Pot of the Forbidden. You want to just draw 2 cards? You want to rip a card from the opponent's hand because we can? Go for it. Deus Ex Crawler. This card is stupid and funny. And just a big negate that searches more power. And actually searches our prediction princesses. You can use this as an excuse to play Shaddolls. Hey, MonkeyFight. Want to make a Utopia deck or no? I think I have one on here. Hold on. I might not. Wait, I have something that's close to a Exodia deck. I don't know if anyone asked for this, but I have it. I call this list Battling Boxer Cope. Which, actually, with the new support, probably looking pretty fire. Oh, there's no flip Battling Boxers. Deus Ex is nuts, but that... So I think... we can safely move Prediction Princesses up into Tier 4. Or... Yeah, we'll say Tier 4 for now. Flips are still too slow. Even if we can abuse the best ones. Boxer did just get new cards. The problem is they're all OCG still. Like, their cross counter has a lot of... Well, it's not this one. Where is it? It's the one that searches any counter card. That's nuts. Where is it? Yep. Add 1 counter trap. That's insane. And it has a graveyard effect, too. That does everything we want. Like, let's see what we can get for counter. Oh, I just searched everything that has counter. Gemini counter. No, don't. Where's the funny one? Flameville counter. It searches Flameville counter, which is just easy negation. Counter if you're being a meme lord. Where's Chainburn? Chainburn has been moved down to Tier 3. As it has lost Mystic Mine. What about Volcanics also have not received their support yet? So anything that's OCG only at the moment will not be moved up. Because this is for the current TCG. What tier would Utopia be as a pile deck with Mathmech and Spriggans? Not great. But Utopia... with the new Super Heavy Samurai support, will be higher. As of right now, I think I have Utopia somewhere in the middle of Tier 6, which is Weak Rogue. Yeah. And I think that's still fair. Weather Painters can pack a lot of graveyard hate. I think Weather Painters are just a strong Tier 5 deck with the new support. We will put them above Evil Swarm. Or, no, above Spriggans. Neospatian. Does anyone have a good Neospatian list they'd recommend? Did Abyss Factors move up? So Abyss Actors are weird. Let me... What was the new card they got? Was it Super? It was Super Producer, right? It's not bad, but it still has all the same problems as before. So I'm going to say it's also unchanged. You know what just came out? The new Blackluster card. If I remember, this was pretty good. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos Form or Super Soldier Ritual. Must be ritual summoned during your draw phase. During your draw phase, before you draw, you can reveal this card in your hand. Give up your normal draw this turn, and if you do, add one ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Your opponent cannot... Your opponent cannot activate card effects during your battle phase with this card. Okay, that was a lot more disappointing than I thought it was going to be. So what tier... Utopia would just be higher in tier 6. They don't get out tier 6 without some tops, which if they do top, if they somehow top a lot because someone gets really cracked with it in the TCG, you could probably move them into tier 7, but it depends on how the players handle the deck. Super Producer can chain and put the field up mid-chain, and the field spell is applied. That's pretty good, but they still have a lot of the problems. We can move them ahead of all the decks that didn't get support. Honestly, that's fair. I'll put them below Scareclaw. We'll move them up a bit in tier 6. Oh, I'm fumbling here. You have to get a regional top with tier 6 for a deck to escape till 6, yeah. Everything in tier 7 or higher has topped. Everything in tier 8 has topped a lot. And everything in tier 9 tops every event with a large majority. And tier 10 was the previous tier limit format. FAs with Ancient Fairy Dragon and Destrudo being legal might be able to move it up one tier. That's a fair point. Let's check out what FAs were already pretty high. I don't know if they're rogue. Let me check for top results. Nope. Sorry, Steven. Have we re-ranked? We have re-ranked Madolche for this format. Because Madolches have lost some of their they've lost their Ishizus, I've moved them into tier 7, mixing in with all of the other rogue decks this format. Like Trap Tricks, Dark World, the Adventure Package, stuff like that. Wake up your Elemental here. Okay, that's what I was getting to. I had taken out Neospatians and some other stuff to redo. So let's start by looking at what hero decks have topped recently. Because there's always one. People like the deck. Okay, we just got the one. This is the standard... Okay. This is before Wake Up Your Hero has come out. So heroes are still a viable rogue deck. Where they run 4 million and everything just end on floodgates. Okay. What's the funny one? What's the funny Destiny hero card? The one that's... Or the evil hero that's just a floodgate. Was it this one? No. Yeah, they make DPE, Dark Law. This guy's playing the absolute hero into acid meme. What a Chad. Have we talked about Kaijus? They do move up because meta decks are more favorable to them. Honestly. Like, there are now... What is this? Oh. Oh, I see. This is genius. This is amazing. Luna Light Kaiju. Or not Luna Light, sorry. Fairy Tale. Well, just Luna, but... Huh. Alright. I'm feeling this. This is pretty good. I'll have to test this list out later. But yeah, Kaijus are actually doing well enough to make it into... No, into tier 6. Into tier 6, easy. Kaiju still kind of have the same problems relative to everything else, don't they? Don't know if that affects their ranking. That's a fair point. We're seeing the return of full kaiju engines, you know? Interrupted slumber. Oh, but... This is a hard question, because if I rank them as just the tight engine, it's not really a kaiju deck, is it? Because you're not running things like the field spell, for example. Never mind, this man is. Alright. Kaijus, you earned it. Where did I put you on this list? They weren't high, if I remember. Great old Kaiju. Okay. Kaijus have now broken out on their own, and they're sneaking their way into tier 6. They have tops this format, so that'll put them... Shirnuis are moving the top of tier 5. It was my copium. It didn't work. But yeah, Kaijus are actually doing pretty well this format. We'll put them above Lunalight. Visceral Beast OP forever. Ban Nibiru. Alright, so... Oh, sorry, didn't mean to tap the mic there. Let me explain something about Visceral Beast. So, I'm gonna look up for tournament results for Visceral Beast. Oh, would you look at that? There's nothing. I'm just messing with you. Visceral Beast. Let's see what they have in regular decks. See if anyone's cracked the code. Because if I see something spicy. Master Duel, Anti-Graveyard. Can they handle tier limits? How? Oh, yeah, just damn. Duh. Optional D-Shifter. D-Shifter's never optional if you're going to commit to D-Shifter. I think with the new support, Infernoble are going to be doing better. The problem is without Smoke Grenade of the Thief, I don't know what the win con of that deck is. Ritual Beasts are still like the same deck they were 4 years ago. Alright, this is spicy. Magispector Ritual Beast. I guess we use the Magispector's Pendulum Scales to actually try to Pendulum Summon. Do we don't run the other Zephyr Pendulum Monster, though. How's the Mario looking? Okay. I have a video about them, you know, where I talk about I think they're really good with Grand Maju, but they're not great in general. I think Charles' new WinCon, that's what I think too. Or not what I think. That's where I think it leans. But I don't think that's as strong as a WinCon as it needs to compete in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Remember, decks can do stuff like out a 5 sprite negate board. Out Kashtira's stupid 5 zone lock. Hopefully the deck ends up being a bit more recursive and plays through more disruption than I think it will. I ran into Mori deck that did amazing. Banquet of Millions Virus Bill. Yeah, that makes sense. check my Nemuria deck. Where is it? I haven't updated my Nemuria deck yet. Okay, where is it? It's probably under Grand Module. There it is, yep. So the new support announced in set 2, because I've already read it. I believe it was this one. Yeah, this one gets you to the trap for free. That one. Yeah, and this one is... Some of these were kind of rough. Yeah. This one was the good one because it was a... Was it a quick effect? No, it's summon. Okay. But, some of these were kind of rough. Literally, this is just Nemuria. Vanquish Soul is one searchable roto away from being a great draw engine in Dark Dex IMO. Feel that. For the love of God, where is my Cosmo Link 1? I don't know. Cosmo need love. This deck is so cool. The art is fun. I always loved this deck. I need to pick up a copy of it, even though it's terrible right now. They need help. Cosmo need help. I think everyone wants Cosmo to be good. So, like, this is Strawman is such good art because it's not just C-3PO. It's this weird sci-fi horror looking take on him. And all the other art is good too. It's just a good idea. And I want to run Dark Destroyer again. Rip Aqua Actress. Did they get new support yet? No. They will be in jail forever. Okay. What else do we got going here? Wizard of Oz X Star Wars shouldn't work, but it does. I know. Okay. Magispectors were in tier 3 before because of their, Kieran being banned and them not really working with anything else. As they are right now, they're kind of nuts, though. They work in a lot of stuff. And they work, technically, with Draco Slayers. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure I'm not missing anything with them... Nope. Did I spell them correctly? Because that happens. Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. If Kieran ever comes back, Magispectors will be meta again. Aqua Actress was released 8 to 9 years ago with not one wave of support. Yeah. Oh, Dinomorphia got new stuff. Let's see. What are we... Not Dinomorphia. Yeah. Intact was actually good, but... Where did I have them? Let me check their tournament results, because they are a deck that does top from time to time. No, they have fallen out of where they were. Dinomorphia stay where they are. Non-specific sea creature prison. Yeah. The Dinomorphia trap is good, but it is still in TCG only, so they will sit where they are as soon as I find out where they are. Oh, Labyrinth. That's a deck I missed that makes it into like the back of tier 8. I have actual good results for that one. So Labyrinth are struggling a bit when it comes to top tables, but they do make it. Being the most degenerate thing I've ever seen. This is not fun. No one likes this. Like, the person who plays Labyrinth goes to a bar and orders a mug of glue, okay? It's not bad. It's not a bad deck, so it doesn't make it on the tier list, but I am only salty with this deck because I lost to it at a regionals. Alright. Phantom Knights had tops. Have Zodiac done anything? That's a good question. Nope. Sorry, Zeus. You are now plopped into the void. I will have to sort this. Ugh. That's the downside of making this list without any software. It's just a mess for most of it. Burning Abyss did nothing. It already got moved down. Let's check Shadalls. Shadalls actually usually show up once or twice in a format for top. Okay. Alright. Do we consider this a Shadal list? My vote is no. And yeah. I consider this a Shadal list. It has fusion. They're trying at least. Okay. Should all still be working with tier limits. Why am I do recommend Burning Abyss to beginners because it's such a good starting deck if you want to play something trap heavy. And it's not like Floodgate traps where you learn nothing, you feel nothing, and you win sometimes. It's one of those traps where you have to actually think about it, which is great for new players. Okay, so should all still be getting... Let's, I'm gonna look at Kashtira again. Not Kashtira. No, Kashtira are nuts, we know that. All the meta decks are blending together. Yep, them. I think I can't put tier limits in tier 6. That was just a wrong call on my part. Yeah. Oh, I think they're a tier 8 deck still. Oh, but where in tier 8? We'll put them behind Rika's. Fair. Same with how you recommended Sky Striker in that video as a spell control strategy. I'm taking notes of your list to build my own deck. Yeah, some of those lists weren't even my own. So I tried to link all the lists I found some other people in the description because a lot of people know these decks better than I do. Although if it was it my Master Duel list? Because I have a really old Master Duel video that no one watched. Yeah, this is... What if tier limits got more support? Yay. Good God, this is nuts. So you just... Okay. Oh yeah, that... Unrelated, but because of how good tier limits are, Lightsworns actually move up a tier. This is not the most optimal strategy. Now, Lightsworns are not the most optimal build of tier limits, but Lightsworns can benefit from tier limits. Hast thou graded the sacred beast yet? I believe they're honestly unchanged. They are unchanged AF in the middle of tier 5, upper tier 5. Did I grade the new Morphtronic support? I don't think I've moved them yet. But I don't think they've... Yeah, they haven't done anything. Oh, yeah, Morphtronic also stay where they are. Their support they've got is cracked, but... I'm not a big Morphtronic player, so I cannot cope them higher. God, there's so many of them. Right, your from is nuts, though. Holy shit. Just that and their other new spell, if I could find what its name was. But, yeah. Morphtronics are just a good, like, casual deck now. Monarchs. Oh, I saw they announced the new Monarch card. I hope they keep getting more, because I miss Monarchs. Rock Stun is unchanged, as it probably will be for the rest of time. Mutants already got moved down. Magistus are fine. A lot of stuff in this middle tier just hasn't gotten new support to move higher or lower. Evil Eye, though. Evil Eye actually has. Evil Eye have insane one-card starter. So we will move them up in tier 6 a bit. Are Evil Eye better or worse than Dark Magician? I think the answer is they're both just okay. Maju. Grand Maju stays the same. Nothing really changes with it. Like, was Pot of Desire still semi-limited? Yeah. Well, the question with Grand Maju is how it does in the current meta. And I think the current meta eats Grand Maju alive. Because what Grand Maju does is it plays around decks that make 5 negates. By just going, okay, normal summon Grand Maju, swing for game. The decks that are good now typically make other stuff. Like Kashtira, you've got the Book of Moon. You've got the I'm gonna lock your zones. Maju doesn't really deal with that. Despia, they do other stuff. They have their target banish. You probably could bop some of the best decks right now, but a lot of them will just eat Maju alive. So it's going to remain as just an okay, strong casual option. So would you make a new beginner's guide? And if so, would you recommend Trap Tricks over Burning Abyss as a trap deck? 100%. Trap Tricks, what really does it, well actually they're both pretty cheap, but Trap Tricks are just a cheap and easy deck. And that structure deck comes with staples. So if I recommend the Trap Trick structure deck to new players, you get Ash Blossoms and Evenlies. I need to reconsider what I said about that. So, let me pull this up. This is unrelated, but I need to say this because I kind of botched it. Where is it? Prices. The list of... where is that script? Is it under... probably under desktop. So I'm looking... So I have that list. So on my Konami Scams video, I had a list of structure decks. I kind of biffed it. Let's see. It's probably just labeled Scams. Yeah, there it is. No one sees this. That's not a terrible video. I do. I accept. Okay. You see nothing. Where is it with the list? Yeah. So I kind of biffed the list and what was replaced. Forest of the Trap Tricks should be a minor change or just even either way, because they're both pretty good structure decks. And I also missed two of them, but I thought they were different enough when I was making this list. That is an apology. I wish I was allowed... All dangers to 3? You cannot put all dangers to 3. Well, I suppose Master Duel did it. How much do we let the snack back? That's a hard question. You probably could. Yeah, you probably just could. Oh yeah, so the reason I said Maxi is because Maxi is a card of value. And I had it listed for all the other ones. So like, when Maxi usually was in a structure deck, it got cut for something garbage. Like a bad pack filler effect monster. For the OCG structure deck, we got Ash Blossom, which is an acceptable change. Like, it's a good change. I mislabeled it. But for some of the other ones, Maxi is fine. Let me scroll all the way down the bottom. It's someone... Ah. Unrelated. Okay. What other decks do we need to check? Let's see if Dragon Maid are doing good. Nope. They were probably only good around tier limit format due to Bystros. That makes a lot of sense. That was a button I hit. I'll cope a bit for Dragon Maid. I guess by cope, because it's a waifu deck, I'll say simp. Okay. Sky Strikers. Have Sky Strikers done anything? Or do I have to move them down? Yeah, actually. Okay. I can go Sky Strikers. This makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense why they're doing so good. This is not Sky Striker support. Triple Tactics Thrust. Just search Engage. Search Lightning Storm. Search whatever you want. Sky Strikers look like they'll be insanely good once their new support comes out. So we'll keep Sky Strikers where they are. Fenmites had some tops. I already checked them. True Draco. True Draco were on a watch list last time around. On Hot Take, we should bring Masterpiece back. Not because I think it would be fair or balanced, but because I want to see people suffer. No. Okay. Yep, you guys have been moved from the watch list. You can sit here. Pendulum. I will coat Pendulum in the tier 7. What, how old is it? 10 months ago. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Yes, I do. Look, all I'm saying is bringing Masterpiece back to 1 would be really funny. Wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be healthy, but it would make me laugh. And isn't that enough? Okay. I'm sorry to do this, Mythical Beast, but you have been demoted. Okay. Something about this list doesn't feel right. What is... For hire, I've made it into tier 7. That's what it was. Pendulum as a whole has the unfortunate distinction of being completely unplayable under cash. Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. That is a good point. Yeah, we have to move him down. So, yeah, for hire is good now. I don't like it either. I mean, them being a good deck is fine. You have the cost is everyone knows you're a furry, so for hire have cheesed their way in the bottom of a tier 7 by just playing with runics, I guess. I own these cores. I should build this and come out as a furry at my locals, I guess. What else needs to make it the top? Cyber Dragons need to move down. That's what it was. Did I just type backwards? Whoa. What the... Okay. Okay, weird. Nope, okay. Sorry, Cyber Dragons. You've been demoted. Do better. Yeah, I'm just kicking out decks that haven't done well in a while. Exodia. Has Exodia gotten anything new? Oh, I got sent this. Where is it? This list. And this isn't anything new. I do respect it. I will do a quick search, just see if anyone's cooking anything with Exodia. Yeah, I know this is an incredibly biased way to do the tier list, but I'm doing it live and I can't just sit here and research for illegal Exodia draw. Alright, meta Exodia? Alright, Team Samurai X, show me what you got. It's the same Exodia list I've seen 4 million times. Thanks, Team Samurai. Playing okay, every alternative win con. I love it. You're gonna win it. You're gonna alternatively Eve. Reptile Exodia. Show me how reptiles work with Exodia. They don't. Okay. What? Okay. Well. Sure. Exodia sit where they are. They have no new spice. Time Thief. Has time... Do I have to move Necros down? Do I have to stop coping Necros? I don't want to stop coping Necros. Well. 1 year ago? Can I cope that in? No, Necros suck. Necros really are. I like Necros. I like them. I could technically, if I wanted to be biased, and I do want to be biased, I'll leave them there. Alright, DDD Defenders. Defend this deck, this format. And you changed the title from 380 to 381. Well, I actually missed 2 decks, but... yeah, so someone pointed out to me that golems exist as an archetype. Yeah. Okay, we're getting to the boring ones, I think. Like all those archetypes that don't really have a lot of defenders. Synchrons haven't gotten anything new. Magical Muskets kind of work better with runics, but I think they're still just mid. Infinitrack's got a new card, though. No, that's next set. Yeah. Yeah, Road Roller. That's next set. Nuts. DDDs have 3 Ds? Well, you're right. They have 3 Ds, so that means we can pop them in the tier 3. Boom. Do we move Prank Kids down? Do we think Prank Kids are still rogue? Go Prank. Yeah, no. They're... It would be coping to keep them in tier 6. I really appreciate you doing these tier lists. It helps me understand the game so much. Thank you. I know this list is a bit more, or I guess these explanations are a bit more quick and not as in depth, but I still wanted to do the tier list, even if I don't have the time to put the insane amount of effort into doing a full one. Amazement with the new support. Let me read what new Amazement support does. It wasn't out yet. That's right. This card was pretty good. Because I read it in my OCG box opening for the set. Yeah, and it sets up for a lot of stuff. It might put him the top of tier 5. I don't think it's good enough for tier 6. Oh, yeah, Neospatians. I need to see a Neospatian list. Okay, yeah. That's probably spelled correctly. I lied. That's certainly not spelled correctly. Oh. Okay. That's Master Duel. Alright. Show me how the deck works. So I know it got good stuff. Okay, so we're doing the Shadow Mist, Dark Law package. It makes sense. Target one face-up monster on the field. Reveal one elemental hero monster, one Neospatian monster, or one level 10 monster from your hand deck or extra deck. And if the targeted monster is used as a fusion material this turn, its name can be treated as the revealed monster. If you have elemental hero Neos on your field and or graveyard, send the revealed monster to the graveyard. Otherwise, it was revealed from your hand, shuffle it into the deck. Okay. That's pretty good. And then we have the Ian cards. Send one Neospatian monster and one Ian monster to the graveyard from your hand and deck. Okay. Alright. Special summon one from your deck. Alright. That's getting... Well, oh, this is cost, though, so you can kind of dodge Ash. Kind of. That's just a search, too, for a dump one. But you're locked in the fusion monsters. That's fine. So what decks are going to benefit the most from the new Super Heavy Samurai support? Anything that likes making rank 4s. It's pretty generic. If I do chain one new Arlenko to the chain 2 virus, will it shuffle itself back? Okay. Chain 2 virus. No. What virus were you talking about, though? No, I don't believe so. Because you mean for one of these, right? Oh, that's for Dark Monsters. I don't know what virus you mean. Oh, it might resolve Engrave. I should make this dark, but during your opponent's turn, target one effect once on the field. Yeah, it might still resolve Engrave. Yeah, targeting is cost. I think you're probably fine with that. I would just test it out on EDO Pro. I'm not the best rulings guy. That's for the Rescue Ace deck. Okay. I'm going to test out this deck. So we're gonna just gonna copy the why did you come? And now you're gonna see me clear. Exit. I'm gonna try to get a feel for the combos, and then we can go into some games. Just draw a hand. Okay. Alright. In your spell. What do you do? Okay, so that's a hand trap. That's also a hand trap. So we have to get something good off Stratos here. No. Oh, I'm trying to read that. It's not Master Duel. What are we summoned for? So that would trigger Ian Wave. Did I accidentally do this combo correctly? Good God, okay. Why are we playing Yubel? What was the reasoning for that? Ah, then we go in the Shadow... Or Dark Light. We can't go in the Dark Light. It has to be an Eostation monster. Yeah, there... Oh my God, that's so toxic. And you can keep doing it. And we should chain block Shadow. Alright. That gets us to Darklaw. I don't think that was correct, but we'll do it anyway. So we can either set up for an absolute 0 into Acid play, or we can just, boom, Darklaw. Alright. That was me fumbling my way through a combo. That's... What do you do? Good God, okay. Alright. So this... And this is Needle's Fusion. This is the big card they got. Hand, deck, or field. Ignorance, coming condition. Yeah, but after that. Okay, okay. So we normal summon. How do we play this? What are you supposed to search? That's the question. Oh my... Yeah, this is... That's nuts. I wish I was an Elemental Hero player. You get support, like, every other month. I feel like this list is badly built, though. I guess we can mass change it. Oh, we could have gone in the Dark Law. We go in the Dark Law there. And that way we can... Okay. Wait, what did I... What... Okay, I don't understand this deck. If I was not live streaming, I'd watch someone's combo video. Mr. Liquid Cooler. Okay. Ooh. This is something I need to sit time with and research. We will put it into a preliminary tier 5. And that is subject to change as I learn its combos. It seems like it could just be an alternate starter into hero combos, though. I'm a bit fuzzy on it. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. The only two decks are, let's see, it's G-Golem. Let me look up a G-Golem list. G-Golem. Okay, it's just the same. Make Big Link Monsters climb deck. That seemed very mid because the anime support was not very good. Yeah. We're gonna pop G-Golem. Also in the tier 5. I'm not gonna be dueling right now. I'm going to tier list Gate Guardian, and then I'm gonna wrap up the stream for today. And I will, on my own time, I will be refining this list, and then I'll be putting an updated version on my website. Because I really need to update the current tier list. It's still for tier limit format. So for Gate Guardian, the new Gate Guardian support is kind of cracked. Where's the good one? Yeah, it's the twice per turn spell or trap negate. It's a little hard to get to. Actually, not too hard to get to with the new support. But that is really good. I don't know about tier 6. They have the problem of still being really hard to get to. So I need to see the new one. Yep. The problem with anime support is it's really hard to search. Alright, so we need Sangha. Where's the Sangha retrain? You know, they have a lot of tools to get to their cards, but it's still hard. Hey, MonkeyFight, what is the most horrific pile deck you have ever seen? It's probably the one I made, honestly. Let me find it. No, not that. This is fine, surprisingly. This is not that bad. This is just standard BS. I made another one. Let's see. I think I have the parts for it here. Yeah, it was this, but I was also running. There's more to this. There's more BS bad stuff in this. It was running a larger Magistus. Yeah, I was running. Okay, I need to... But it looks something like this, and I think you get the point. Windwater is cracked, though. Again, it's good, but you have trouble getting there. That's the problem. It looks something like this, with more mistake. That's how I would word it. There's a third Crowley somewhere. And, yeah, this deck was a mistake. If they retrain the pieces, the deck has real legs. Yeah, that's the. Trying to find a thing for Gate Guardian. Where's Gate Guardian? Why are they all not labeled correctly? But the ways they have to send stuff to the graveyard right now is just, or the setup stuff is just suboptimal. Where is it? Yeah. This is good. This is really good. It's not enough. This was the good one, right? No, that's the mid one. They just have trouble getting to their stuff. Even with what they have, it's not enough. So I'd have to throw Gate Guardian into the bottom of tier 5. And I believe that is the largest increase of any deck ever on the tier list. Going from the bottom spot to tier 5. Have you looked into Mandome at all? A little bit. They seem okay. They don't seem like they're gonna, break the meta or anything, but they seem really fun. All right. So here's the tier list as we can see so far. It's, I think, pretty solid for this format. I'm seeing a lot of decks are slowly being pushed into the tier 4 through 6 range. Konami's legacy support has been really good so far. I'll have an updated version of this on my website where it's all not a mess. Thanks for watching.